As they say, it is good there where we are not. Unfortunately, we often believe this way. This story is about the betrayal of a woman who abandoned her husband and her children for what she thought was a better life. What did she end up with? She was left alone. She lost everything and everyone. She might have realized her mistakes, but it was too late. Stephanie, being a young girl, married a handsome and smart man. All her friends envied her. After all, many girls liked the young man, but he chose Stephanie. Soon they had a son, and a year later another son was born. Stephanie's husband, Oscar, was always trying to help her. He often came home from work tired, but this did not stop him from taking care of the household, and he never reproached his wife with the idea that she was at home all day but did nothing. Nevertheless, Stephanie did not appreciate all her husband's efforts. She often complained that the children tortured her, even though they grew up absolutely calm. But the fact was that Stephanie recently began to devote all her time to herself, and she was also interested in her new neighbour, who had recently moved in across the street. He was a handsome, intelligent, and very gentle man. He was a man with whom she had a lot to talk about. In short, Stephanie lost her head completely. Oscar suspected nothing, and only puzzled over why it was getting harder and harder to find a common language with his wife. One day, when he was at work, Stephanie and her new buddy packed all the valuables at home, loaded them into the car, and drove away. Good thing she brought the children to a neighbour beforehand. At a stop in one of the towns, the runaway woman got out of the car to go to the store for groceries. When she came back, she found out that neither the car nor her lover was there. Stephanie was left alone in a distant city, without money, without a place to live, without the support of her family and friends. As it turned out, her lover was a professional swindler. In the end, he was sentenced to 2 years in prison for theft. Stephanie got a job at a factory, rented a tiny apartment, and spent all she earned on noisy parties. 5 years had passed. Suddenly she remembered her children and decided to visit them. As she approached the house, she remembered that she had once been happy here. And why had she left the family so heartlessly and irresponsible? She did not know the answer to that question herself. Oscar opened the door and looked silently at his ex-wife. Stephanie said that she had come to see the children. At that moment, an unknown woman appeared in the hallway. It was Oscar's new wife. Stephanie looked at her and silently turned around to leave. Suddenly, 2 boys rode their bicycles into the yard. Stephanie recognized them as her children and ran up to them, giving them kisses and gifts. But the older boy pulled the younger one by the hand toward the house and said, "Let's go home. You apparently made a mistake, Mrs."